Hey everybody, Jesse here. I wanted to give you a quick introduction to this video that you're about to watch. Johnny and I had gone up to Lizard's Mouth per his request because he wanted to revisit a place that had been a really special and meaningful one for him and share a couple memories and a couple stories, as Johnny likes to. As we were getting ready to film, there was a lady and a man walking around, and they happened to come and stand really close to us, and we got ready to go, and then they moved off camera off to the right hand side of the screen. And right as we began, the lady asked what we were doing, and John proceeded to explain to her what we were doing, but left himself out of it, acted as if we were filming something for someone else. Anyways, what transpired was this conversation that went on between myself and Johnny and this lady. She's off camera the whole time, so you can never see her, and if you listen really closely, you can hear some of what she said. In short, the reason they were up there is her 24-year-old son had just committed suicide, and I think they were up there kind of searching for answers, looking to get closure. The reason we chose to include this video is because, ironically enough, earlier in that day, Johnny and I had been talking about things happening for a reason, and that there's something going on out there that none of us can really explain, but I feel like people come into our lives for a reason, and certain things are meant to happen, and all sorts of stuff. And then boom, this was. And what ended up transpiring after that was this mutually, myself sharing some experiences, Johnny sharing some experiences, her sharing some experiences, and I think what came out of it was this really amazing exchange of humanity. And through everybody's respective experiences and trials and painful stuff in life, I think some people got answers to their questions. I think some people were able to get maybe a little bit of closure, maybe able to kickstart the healing process. I know for me that some of what I shared and seeing how it seemed to connect with her and resonate with her and give somebody answers in a time of such darkness and despair, it definitely made me feel like, and reminded me that the pain I had of the past definitely has purpose in the present. Just like all of us. I think all of us have gone through some painful times, and the pain we've had in the past, there's a purpose for it in the present. As you watch this video today, I invite you to remember that and maybe reflect back on your own life and think about some of the painful times you've had in the past and ask yourself what purpose they might have in the present. I promise you there is one. And I hope that you can gain some just appreciation for the beautifulness of humanity, and that no matter in their darkest times, sometimes there's just people who come into your life for whatever reason. And I think this was definitely an example of it. Ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Huh?
Is this private?
Oh, we're doing a video for the ALS Association. So it's a philanthropic journey through a man's life that's suffering from ALS. This is one of his favorite spots in the whole world. We're going to spread his ashes from up here. And so we're just kind of doing a prelim, because we all grew up here, right around in here. How about yourself?
I just had a 24-year-old son pass away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This was his brother.
Oh my gosh.
Kinda.
So you guys have been coming up here a long time also.
No, it's my first time here.
Oh, good for you. Trying to bring some closure?
I don't think it's possible.
I don't think it's possible for a mother.
No, I don't know if there's closure, just...
Well, thank you for sharing. I'm sorry that that's happened.
This is a
part of life.
a magical spot for it, though. I think to come up and just be. That rock over there, I went up there a few days after one of my best friends committed suicide, and then the rock right below it, my 2 years ago, my very best friend was killed in a car accident, and I remember just coming and sitting up here for a good amount of time, and just I always felt most connected to them up here. And when he said he wanted to come up here and film today, I thought it was kind of ironic, because this has always been I felt like one of those more sacred spaces, definitely. And
we've been coming up here 35, 40 years.
Yeah, for me, whenever
It was my first time.
Yeah.
for me, whenever I do come up here, I feel like I can talk to them and they can hear me. It definitely,
Really?
yeah. And I feel like too, this has always been, for at least me, this has always been a space that I've been able to go to where, a lot of the stuff that is inside that you want to get out, but it doesn't make sense to people and you don't know how to say it. You don't have the words to say it necessarily. I feel like this has always been a space where for some reason it makes sense. And it's not because you all of a sudden have the words, or it's not because you all of a sudden have like this epiphany, but there's just, I don't know, there's something magical about the space that it makes sense somehow. And I've always been able to get, some peace in that, with that. There's some really special rocks up here, definitely some really special ones. And it's, what I would do during each of those times is I would kind of come up here and wander about, and then when I found the one that there just was a feeling about it, that's where I sat for a little bit and just let my emotions come out.
Yeah.
And
it's like, when you're grieving somebody, it's just like you get those times where they're just it's right here, and like we're going through his closet, and it's just
yeah,
God, I'm
absolutely.
sorry I have to go through that.
It was a suicide, but
Sorry you have to go through that.
hard. He's struggling.
Yeah, my when my friend took his life, one of the things, and one of the things I think everybody really struggled with afterwards is there's so many what ifs, and you'll drive yourself nuts going through all those scenarios, and at least what I found, and what is, no matter what ifs was going to change, but what I found for me that gave me a lot of strength in it afterwards is that my friend, he made his choice for whatever reason, because he felt like he couldn't do more this way, but I felt like I could do more in my way. And that there was something that I got from that, a voice that there was things that he fundamentally wanted in life that he felt like he was missing in life, that he couldn't put the pieces together to make them work.
Yeah.
But for me, I felt like, well, if he couldn't, I could put the pieces together, and it's been something that I've always carried with me through my life, is just, how we choose to live after someone we love is gone is ultimately how we choose to honor them. And it's ultimately going to be their legacy that we have and that lives on in our lives. And my heart goes out to you because I know how hard it is right after, and it's completely different with family members and friends. But I can tell you that there's been so much strength that I've gotten and sense of purpose in it, in something so senseless, in understanding that there's a real opportunity to live in a way that, and put those pieces together that they couldn't necessarily get. And it's allowed me to form a really, really very special relationships with them, even when they're not here. And it's something that there's not a day that goes by I don't miss them physically, but I also feel like the relationship's transcended in a way where I know that they're a part.
Yeah.
And especially up here, every time I come up here, I have tears.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're sad tears. Sometimes they're happy tears. Sometimes they're the what the fuck tears. Sometimes they're the, boy, you should be here seeing this.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're kind of you're missing out. I'm at the.
Or are they?
Yeah.
I think it's a really brave thing to do.
Yeah,
It's a brave thing to, just know that you want to check out. It's everybody's privilege. Really, if you really don't want, if this world is just not a place for you, then it's your right as a person. And, they're very brave people.
Yeah, I agree.
Very brave people.
The pain's intolerable.
What?
The pain is intolerable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had
His pain was intolerable. He couldn't live with it anymore.
Yeah, we've had quite a few conversations about that the last couple months, and we both agree. I've shared with him that My grandma is in the final stages of Alzheimer's, and she was.
How old is she?
She's 83 now. She got it. She was starting to have problems right about when she turned 68. And she was the one I remember as a kid would chase us all around with the Lysol cans because she was such a germaphobe. You know, had to have everything spick and span. And she's basically lived her last 3-4 years of her life with just a vegetable, drooling on herself, diapers. I know she would never want to live that way. And she's become almost a prisoner in essence in her own. Yeah.
My dad died of Alzheimer's 8 years ago. My mother died of breast cancer. I just have these urns that are just, you know,
Collecting.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right?
What do you do? Yeah, what are you doing right? Well, good luck.
Good luck to you.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
guys
for
too.
sharing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We did most of the talking, but thanks for listening.
Yeah, and you know, go walk around the rocks and feel out the rocks. You'll find that there's one that'll connect with you guys. I think
Okay.
it's a special place up here.
All right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Bye bye.
See ya.